Welcome to Yellow Skunk Farms, everybody. And we're going to do a quick disclosure that we don't sell or promote any type of illegal drugs on this channel. This is strictly for educational and the welfare of our turtles and fish. But we did bring in some babies yesterday. Placed them in their new homes this morning. We haven't really dug them in yet, but we will. These are the cuts that I did about 3 years ago. Right now, I just call them yellow skunks. But these are the toughest of the tough. You can see our leaves are a little messed up. That's because we had them in 73 degrees. And then at night it was down to probably 68, 69 degrees. So the leaves are a little on the withered side. This one here is in a different soil. I'm just going to set this one right here for now. We're going to let that one go right there. We're going to take the bottom off of that, but we're going to move this out of the way. So I've got two over here that are in different soil. You can see they're not as healthy, and those were kind of experiments. But I think once we take the bottom of that pot off, we'll take it out of that cow pot. We'll take it and get that down into the soil a little bit. We'll take the bottom of that pot out and let the roots start to hit that soil. These over here we don't really have to take. You can see the roots come through the bottom of the cow pots, but what we'll do is just kind of dig down. This is still here. I probably should cut that off though. Get my cut it off a little bit lower. Not bad. What I'm going to do is kind of pull some of this out the way and just that's it. Let the critters go after it. Got this lazy. See some worms up here going to town. Hopefully these aren't too close together, but if they are, I don't know if these are male or females yet. So we're just gonna grow them out and see what they are, you know what I mean? We may even get some seeds this run. May even do a little breeding project, huh? What do you think? Maybe. We'll see what they look like. Oh, look at the worms. Set that right there. Well, we need it a little lower because the other's a little lower. Ah, look at the worms. Very nice. They like to be on the edge of that creek, right on the edge, like where I pile up this stuff here. That's where they like to be. They love that algae. See? Don't have to go far. Let's see if we can get this one to take off, even in that poor soil that we started it in. It was kind of a experiment. See the roots coming out the side of these cow pots. I love these cow pots. If you get them and keep these bottoms moist, those roots run right through them. Don't have to. Might want to cut that down a little bit more too. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, yeah, let's go right here. Look at the worms just everywhere. And this is what we want. Worms running through everything. Just stick that right there. It's easy peasy. Worms everywhere. Look at them. Looking good, guys. Looking good. That IMO 5 we put in here. See, we don't have worms in our IMO buckets. So once that's kind of the next process of IMO 5. Usually well, some people would take the IMO 5 and put it into their worm bed and let the worms run through it and then put it into their soil into like worm castings. But I just let my worms run through it right in here. So they're going to get the natural breakdown right here. And you can see that they do come up everywhere we've gone down into that IMO 5. The worms have been there. So now we get to see how strong these plants really are. I'm pretty sure they're pretty good. Once they take hold, they will take off. They will take off. Alright, let's see. This is actually one of the better ones here, one of the taller ones. I'll put this one right over here. Just gonna dig down till I see some worms, and then we go in. I don't need all this dandelion everywhere. You just chop and drop that right here. I'll put a piece of avocado in there. My wife let this sit down. Got some black soldier fly in there eating it up. There'll be some worms up in there soon. I just set it down in there yesterday evening before I went inside. Oh, I know what I needed to take this one out. Even though it's in there. This one's sitting too tall, you know what I mean? It'll be taller than the rest if I don't take it out of the pot here. At least take it out of that bottom pot. Look at the roots. Yeah. Let's see if we can get it down in there a little bit. Might need to prop this one up a little bit. Maybe. Just for now. One-handed. Just gonna leave it sitting just like that till I find something else. Now, once they catch in, we still got a couple more over there in the center to put in. I gotta take those out of their pots. And we'll be good to go. It usually takes, 4 or 5 days for us to really see that they're taking off. We'll see good growth, hopefully. If the bugs don't take them away. I do have some fungus gnats in here right now, but I ain't worried about those. What's up, Pooter? Pond looks crystal clear today. Couldn't be happier with the way the water is turning out. Just set these, what do you call them? Those are ghosts. They call them ghosts, and this is my money. They're succulents. That's the word I was looking for. Where you at, Digger? He's up in there. He's always got his eyes closed this time of the morning. And I'm not gonna do this one-handed over there, but we got a couple over there we need to put in, just like we did over here. And then it's cleanup time. I sweep the floor today. Just do, regular maintenance. Shrimp in the creek, or lots and lots of shrimp. Got a little string algae, but that's good. String algae is not a bad thing to have in your pond. Actually, it's kind of a good thing. We just don't want it getting out of hand. And if it does start to get out of hand, I find it best just to come in and pull it out with your hand. Kind of string it together. Oops, sorry. Get the rocks off of it. And then use it for food. Usually get the rocks off of it, and then you can take this, and this, worms love the algae, just like I showed you before. They just run through it, turn it into poo. But we can bring it over here and just throw it in our soil and let the worms do their thing right in there. And it's just one way of getting that algae in the soil. Really not complicated at all. I don't need to put it in a brew or any type of compost, it's going to compost right here, right in our soil, just like it would out in nature. Really not trying to overcomplicate anything. I know this looks complicated, but realistically, once it's put together, I'm just kind of a steward. I don't want to overdo anything. I don't want to put unnatural things in the creek or in the soil. Everything that goes in is, just what I'm showing you here. It's either going to be like kelp meal, which the kelp meal goes in our IMO 5. And if you don't know what kelp is, it's from the sea. It's a brackish kind of, grows in like northern Canada, Iceland, stuff like that, in the sea, and it has a tremendous amount of nutrients. I think 93 or 83 different types of. It's a tremendous nutrient for the soil. I mean, it has lots and lots of different minerals and nutrients that it pulls from the sea. And that's what we're looking for here, is that aquatic biology. We're pulling, and then we have alfalfa meal. So alfalfa meal is what some farmers call sea kelp, or land kelp, land kelp, because it's got lots of minerals in it. Don't ask me what. You can look it up for yourself. That's what ChatGPT is for. If you want to know exactly. But alfalfa meal, kelp meal. If your plant looks sick or you need some boost, you can do a kelp meal. A kelp meal, FAA, fish amino acid, some humic acid, like from a compost or from like bioag. I use bioag. Oops, drying my rag out. But this is full humic acid. So you can use humic acid, kelp meal or alfalfa meal, humic acid, some worm castings, put it in a bucket, slosh it around, pour it on your soil, and maybe you can add a little bit of blackstrap molasses to that, but you don't really, if you want to really kickstart it. And that blackstrap molasses is just going to stimulate the microbiology, basically just like you would give yourself cocaine. That's kind of what you're doing. You're giving your microbiology cocaine and making them work overtime. And when they do that, they release a lot of nutrients to the plant or the soil or whatever it is you put it on. The biology just goes crazy. Just a few little tricks you can do if you have a sick plant. I wouldn't do anything like that in my water. The only thing I put in the water is lactic acid bacteria, or EM1, or a mix of the two. Look at this isopod just chilling right on the. He's eating the. Doing something on the. Who knows? There's a shrimp and an isopod and a snail walk into a bar. A shrimp, a snail, and an isopod. What are they doing? He looks like he's laying eggs or something. Who knows what's going on there? We got snails all over the place. And then we got a cherry shrimp. They're just picking away. We got shrimp carcasses, shrimp kebabs. We Got all kinds of shrimp. Look at that baby one right there, you can barely see. They're just everywhere. Shrimp gumbo. And they are in the pond as well. They pretty much run the pond as well. It's funny, you would think that the turtles or the fish would eat them, but they're too quick. The shrimp are way too quick. They kind of they run everything. It's like they'll let you run right up on them, and they know that they're faster than you are, so they just like taunt you. But other than that, that's what we got. We are entering round 4. This is run number 4, day 1. So we've actually put it on the board over there, day 1, 11:30. And also, this is our 2-year anniversary on Instagram. So it was 2 years ago today we started our Instagram, and I started a YouTube channel in 23, but didn't do anything with it until 24. Started building this, and once I got this up and running, we started doing this every day on YouTube. I guess they're waiting on me to feed them probably. Loop, loop. They will eat all that up in a matter of minutes. Pooter especially, he'll come around and just suck up like 10 of them at a time. Look at him, gone. Now there's Scooter over here. She ain't figured it out yet. Oh, now she's figured it out. Where's my shit at? Yeah. She's getting big. Look how big she is compared to Pooter. I mean, she has tripled in size in under a year. We haven't even had her a year yet, neither one of them. I think we got these in February, maybe March of last year, or this year. They're only maybe a year old, year and a couple months old. But that's it for today. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me. Our Monstera leaf is slowly uncurling. But we have switched the light cycle. You know, we're on 18 hours and 6 hours, 18 on, 6 hours off. So the light's coming on at I think 5 in the morning and going off at 11 at night, giving us 6 hours of darkness and 18 hours of light. So we're going to start to see some shit go on in here. The grasses are going to start to take off. We'll start maybe doing we'll do a little foliar feed maybe on the plants, and then just give it a nice foliar, maybe a little humic acid foliar, maybe a little OHN humic acid / EM1 mix. Kick things off, get things back going. But really, I don't think anything really slowed down. What really we're waiting on is just that top layer that we just put in that IMO for the worms to work it. It usually takes a couple of weeks for them to really work through all that. And once they do that, it is on. So basically, in 3 weeks time, by the time these plants are up nice and big, hopefully, and healthy, all that new stuff will be broken down, ready to kick them right into flower, and we'll be off to the races. They can tap into the edge of the creek, tap into all that nutrient that's built up. And as this builds and builds and builds, hopefully we can reduce the inputs, like, the IMO 5, and see if we can get 2 runs out of it before we have to put any amendments in. Or I say amendments, but I say IMO 5 because really the only amendments I use is rabbit shit, kelp meal, alfalfa meal, malted barley, wheat bran. That's it. So, with that being said, we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.